Energy is everything as an equestrian. This includes the ideas of mood congruency between you and your horse, as well as radical acceptance for yourself and the energy you're bringing into the barn, and even understanding the difference between your energy field and your horse's. So let's start by talking about mood congruency. And there's episode 14 is all about mood congruency, but essentially it's this idea of matching your energy to your horse's energy or vice versa. And this can be done through pranayama practices, intentions, as well as other techniques. And now I want to shift to talking about presence and how presence aids connection. Now, presence itself has a different type of energy. This is especially clear for people who meditate. And you kind of get in this zone of feeling the energy around you and knowing your own inner energy. So if I have any advice when you're unsure what presence feels like with someone else or with your horse or even with yourself, try to meditate more often. And really, I just mean sit as distraction free as possible. And that's coming from someone who meditates with their dog sitting next to them. So sometimes distraction free doesn't mean, no noise around. But just focus on your breath and then try to connect to the energy. I tend to see a bright light around me, like a warm yellow-white glow tends to be what this energy feels like. But I can also tell you that my horse, Bo, his energy has a blue color to it, which I find very interesting that I see different colors. But that's just my own experience. You might have a different one. So presence and its effects on connection between you and your horse is what allows you to improve as an equestrian. And I mean this because the more present you can be in the barn, the more intentional and mindful you will be when you're around your horse. And this mindfulness and intentionality will allow your skill set to improve even if you're not focused on one particular thing. It's because your awareness of what presence feels like and what your horse's presence feels like will allow you to make minute by minute adjustments depending upon what's going on in the barn aisle, the arena, the stall, wherever you might find yourself. And this is also because presence with your horse is imperative for safety, for you name it, for learning, for growing, because your horse can tell when you're not fully there. And you can tell when your horse isn't fully there, right? We've all had those days when you're like, hello, do you feel me? Do you know I'm up here? Because they're spooking, they're running, all the things that horses do, right? But we're the same way. What about when we're coming to the barn from work and you're frazzled and you're just like, okay, I'm getting ready for a lesson and I'm on and here we are. Your horse knows you're not fully there. So working on your energy and your presence allows you to leave all the baggage, all the shit in your car. And then you can go into the barn and you can be there. Or you can recognize that energy you can't leave behind. It's something that needs to fully process. And so that might be when you practice ahimsa, non-harming, and you change your plan for the day accordingly. So instead of taking a lesson, you might just sit and groom your horse, recognizing that your energy is a little off, and just taking the time to notice their energy and trying to connect with your horse and really turn to your horse with the intention of, I know I'm not fully present, but I'm reaching out to you to try to ground myself. Our horses understand more than what we give them credit for. And just maybe you say that out loud, like, hey buddy, I'm here. I know I'm distracted, but I'm really trying today. And this is where I'm at. You can have that conversation. Horses won't judge you. It matters when you try to connect with them and they're listening whether you realize it or not. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the field of energy between a person and a horse. And a horse's field of energy is a lot bigger than ours, basically because their mass is bigger. But what I like about this is that you can think about it from a scientific perspective as well as from your own perspective of just noticing your horse's energy versus your own. So from a scientific standpoint, you can get in the same bubble of energy with your horse, or you can merge your energies together. And that merging of energies is really special. And I think when this happens is those moments as a rider when you just feel so in tune with your horse that you're moving as one. And I think more equestrians could have this opportunity to experience this connection in or out of the saddle if they just paused for a moment to find their own presence and then to find their horses. And noticing presence and energy being everything as an equestrian takes acceptance. You can't force this connection. And some days you're not going to be able to find a connection with your horse, and that's okay. Not every day you'll be open to it, and not every day your horse will be open to it. But if you can accept that, hey, today might be a little bit of an off day, again, you can make those changes so that you can keep you and your horse safe as well as your partnership. And this idea of acceptance is what allows you to grow your partnership even on the days where the presence is really not connecting between the two of you. Allowing energy to mean everything as an equestrian is what will take you from this level to this level. And for those who aren't watching, I'm showing a low level to a high level, and it has nothing to do with your skill set, how high you jump, what classes you compete in, the level your horse can be ridden at. It has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with your level as an equestrian related to your connection and to your understanding of your horse. And this is where equestrians begin to have almost like superpowers of feeling presence, of allowing their energy to just be so open with their horse that their connection skyrockets. I know for me, I can notice the days that I'm just not connecting and the days that I am. And every once in a while, I'll get little messages. And whether you believe in that or not, it's up to you. But it's something that I experience a lot with the animals I have around me. But getting messages where I'm really in tune with Bo is on the days that I know that our energies are synced. And then there's days that I'm frazzled and I'm like trying to connect with him, and I can tell there's a block there, and I can tell it's coming from my side, if that makes sense. So energy is so important for your connection with your horse because it allows you to understand them on, I'm going to say a psychic level, but really it's just an energetic level. It's this level beyond, oh, I can feel tension in your body here, or oh, I can notice that you're a little off on your right hind, whatever it may be that you can physically feel, but it's not as tangible with energy. You can feel it, but someone else might not be able to. And at the end of the day, it only matters what you think. It only matters what you feel. And whether it's all in our heads or it's real is kind of besides the point, because no one else is going to feel what you feel when you're connected with your horse. It's just a different connection between your horse and someone else. Whether that's you, your trainer, someone else that rides your horse, it's just going to be different. So I want you as an equestrian to think about and ask yourself, where is your energy on average? How distracted do you tend to be at the barn? What could help you find more mood congruency, energetic connection, just building connection between you and your horse? What can you do to facilitate that type of connection? My advice would be starting to just breathe with your horse. And maybe you take a further step back and you realize that you're not fully connected to yourself. Once again, my first suggestion would be sit and breathe. Just let things happen. Let yourself think, let yourself process, and see what you discover. See what epiphanies come forth. See what messages land for you. Then, once you've really analyzed your own energy, you can take it back to your horse. And this is something that becomes routine, and you start to do this day in and day out. And then you'll start to notice like, oh, hey, I haven't really been present recently. And that awareness will allow you to bring back this idea of energy being everything. And you'll notice when it's on and when it's off. And I think that's the powerhouse of being an energetic-based equestrian. And this is when you can use your energy, the more you understand it, to help you be successful, whether that's in a lesson, a clinic ride, or the show ring. Thank you so much for listening or watching. Please like, subscribe, maybe leave a comment on what you want to see next, and I can't wait to see you or talk to you in our next episode. If you're looking for more, check us out on Instagram or go over to callebautyoga.com and subscribe to the email list. The email list is where I communicate with the Callebaut Yoga community. And by communicate, I mean ask what you're struggling with. Ask what you want to see from an equestrian life coach like me. What events, workshops, courses are you wanting? What are you looking for? Thank you again for watching and have a great rest of your day.